Come on then.
Well, it's just come up some random thing on my screen.
Yeah, just click got it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Podcast 3. Bry, Jordan again. We still don't have a name.
Well, I think we might have. We think we might have a name because you said to me a good one the other day. So, what do you think, Jordan, of this name that James came up with? Actually, quite good. Tell him.
It actually wasn't me. I
who was it?
It was Chloe.
Tell Jordan. What's it?
I can't even remember now. Tee It High.
The Tee It High podcast. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, it's good.
Quite catchy.
It's different.
Quite like it, yeah. So, guys, if you like that name, let us know in the comments. And if you do, we will stick with the Tee It High podcast. I don't know if I can fit into that category because I pretty much use like a white step team when I'm hitting driver. So, they compete anyway. Yeah,
we should go with that. It's catchy. I like it.
Yeah. So we're gonna get straight into it today. We've got a few topics we want to talk about, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, what do you want to start with, James? We'll let you be the narrator today and get us going.
Well, we wanted to touch on gym work, which correlates to speed.
Yeah.
So that would be a good topic because we get them questions all the time. And then also the rollback, what's happening in golf, because it's a hot topic at the moment and people want to know.
Yeah. Right then. Start us off. Gym stuff. What you're saying is good or bad for speed. Jordan, you can start us off because you're proper into your gym and speed training and stuff. So.
Go on, Jordan.
So what have you done? At some point in long drive, you've gone to the gym and done something that you think will correlate to speed.
Exercises and a lot of lower body work.
Did you say ab exercises?
Compound exercises.
I thought you said ab
It's
so
quite
compound exercises. Compound exercises, like what would you do?
Deadlift, squat, and bench. They're just free compound heavy lifting, and then a lot of lower body. And I was more for like flexibility than constructing like arms and things like that.
Yeah.
I think with flexibility, you just get a lot of effortless speed, really, and you just tend to feel a bit looser as well. That was just my personal preference.
You can kick your hand when you put it up in the sky like that, can't you? So
not now, but I used to. No, I probably still can.
Yeah,
I think you got to have a good mix, don't you? You have to have a strong base, but doing all these golf exercises is very controversial. Like a lot of people swear by them, and they do these silly golf exercises, and you see on Instagram literally daily. They're throwing kettlebells like to mimic a golf swing, and I'm not saying it's good or bad, but there's a lot of people that say that's not good.
I'll say it. It's fucking shit. Swinging a kettlebell like a golf club is not going to make you hit the golf ball further. I don't care who says it, who's telling you to say it. It is bullshit. And all these people telling you to do it do not hit the golf ball far. So that says a lot.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So James, what's your thing in the gym then? What do you think correlates good to speed? Let's go. We'll go top 3 exercises that we all think correlate well to speed. What you should 100% be doing in the gym if you want to get a bit of speed.
Well, we all know deadlifts for me 100% translate to speed. Every speed journey I've gone on where I've got a lot quicker, I've always deadlifted.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of a deadlift.
Yeah. And then on my
deload, would you do normal deadlift or your trap bar deadlift guy? So a lot of guys like using the trap bar.
I use normal, but trap lifts are probably more. They probably correlate to speed a little bit better. It's more vertical, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because you've got more of a neutral hand position on the side of your body rather than in front of you. So, but the bars are higher up, so it's technically not deadlift, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So deadlift's number 1. George, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're working a lot of muscle groups, aren't you? You're working a lot of muscle groups.
Yeah. Okay. So number 1,
overhead press, shoulder press.
Did you think that correlates to speed? Yeah.
For me, yeah, but everyone's different. Like maybe it doesn't, but for me, it's like bang for buck. It makes me feel strong.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like doing 12 or 15 reps at heavyweight.
This is good though because we're telling people like what works for you might not work for me. What works for me might not work for Joe. So you feel like doing an overhead press helps towards you getting faster and stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can correlate back to the golf swing. What is the reason behind that? So it just makes you feel stronger, makes you feel better. What?
Well, yeah, I think it works a lot. It works a lot of muscles. It's really hard work. Even if you're chucking 20 on, or actually 20 on either side is quite, on a 20 kilo bar as well. Yeah, 60 kilos, quite a lot to throw above your head.
Well, yeah, especially if you're doing it with strict form and you've suddenly got to brace your core and
You got to brace your core. That's the thing. It's just like squatting, isn't it? It's not just you're not just doing your legs,
oh,
are
mate,
you?
it's
You're
not
doing
like
everything.
squatting, mate.
But squatting again, that's one of the things you have to do to gain speed. There's definitely truth in that. Correlates to speed, 100%.
100%. So
100%.
You're saying squats, deadlift, overhead press are your three that you'd be like your main compounds.
Yeah, it's like it goes back to the method of lift heavy and swing fast. If you are swinging fast enough in your, let's say you do 2 speed sessions a week or 1 speed session a week, you will figure everything out. You don't need to throw kettlebells in a golf swing like type of motion to get fast. Your body will adapt, but you need to be strong. You need to have a strong core. You need to have a strong base. And doing your compound lifts like deadlifts, squatting, even bench press as well.
Oh, mate, don't say bench press, man.
That's how you ruined your pec.
Oh, it's the worst exercise that translates to any single sport. In what position in any sport will this power pushing something forward help in the sport? We twist, we rotate, and we jump.
Yeah,
I think in my opinion, I think it's the most overrated exercise that translates to power in any sport, unless you're doing some sort of
bench press competition.
Yeah, bench pressing competition. That's about it. But yeah, I tore my pec doing a variation of a bench press, so I don't do it now. I still do flat dumbbell presses, which I feel are better for chest development. And obviously, you should train everything to be stronger everywhere anyway. But I wouldn't put that in my top 3 for thing. George, what are you saying in your top 3? So you went deadlifts first.
Yeah, deadlifts, a squat, but I always squatted, not always, but I tend to squat on a Smith's machine just for the I like the insurance policy that if it's not going to work out, I can just
whip plus you've just gone through knee surgery as well, so it's probably a bit safer for you to
have I actually, believe this or not, I actually really love box jumps.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. How high can you jump? What box can you jump up on?
Like 84 or something.
If there's no video evidence of this,
you just have to take my word for it.
Yeah,
I have got some videos from a few years ago. I think it was when I think James Tate was probably the first one that did box jumps that I saw. But Martin loved them as well. So obviously when I was traveling with Martin, we did box jumps a fair bit. And then obviously when I went back home.
Yeah. All right. So Jordan's just said he's got a video of him doing a box jump. He is going to send me that video, and I'm going to put it on the screen right now. I think it's
in slow motion as well, actually.
Oh, is that just because you're going so slow jumping in the air? Yeah. So James, do you like box jumps? Do you think box jumps is good for gaining speed?
100%.
Yeah.
They 100% work, and again, it's personal preference. But if somebody says they don't, maybe they just don't do them. But every single time I've gotten fast, I go for a speed phase. I always do box jumps. It gets me moving. It gets me primed for a speed session as well.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Yeah.
I like it.
I agree with them things as well. So my 3 would be, I don't think I'd even have a well, yeah, I would. So obviously squats for me is key. I think the squat is the best movement that anyone can do if it's sport or not sport, because you use almost every muscle in the body, lower body especially. You need a strong lower body to generate power. There's no point being heavy up top and not being able to carry it down below. 2, deadlift. I don't deadlift only because I have troubles with my hamstrings and my lower back, but I'll do like a rack pull. That's a little bit just beneath my knee, so I can.
Yeah, rack pulls are good,
nice and tight, so it's just easier for me in that sense. And then my 3rd one, I like doing like a 1-arm lat pull down variation. So from like above here, I'm pulling in. Because obviously the posterior chain is where you have most power reducing.
Do you know when?
I feel like you can get a big stretch in your lat up here. You can get a big stretch in your lat. The lat's going to fire on the way down. So that would be my 3 things that I do.
You both when you deadlift, do you both use straps or do you go without straps?
Not always.
It depends how heavy I'm going, but you should always use straps.
At the end of the day, it's a back exercise. It's not a grip contest.
Yeah.
So it's all nice.
And I also wouldn't want to rip my hands either.
Yeah. Well, because you won't be able to swing a golf club then, will you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. So that's our 3 exercises that we all think.
Are we agreeing
name 3 exercises you should not do. Number 1,
we've already touched on one, bench press.
Mimicking a golf club.
No, kettlebell swings. Like, okay, I think we're getting misled a little bit. There are certain things, I'm sure, like a really heavy kettlebell, moving it as fast as you can. Like we did speak about this before.
Kettlebells are good, just not swinging them the way that don't swing
swinging
like
it
round
in
your
the
body.
forward motion above you. Use
Yeah,
your hips and your glutes to fire forward. Yeah,
Because let's be honest,
mimicking a golf swing, dog shit.
Let's be honest. You only have a week, right? In 1 week, you might do 2 speed sessions. You need to recover for them as well. Yeah. If you exert so much energy and time doing these motions, where let's be honest, you just train your body to swing fast. You can cut out all that bullshit of doing these like silly. I'm not even going to call them silly because maybe there is some truth to it. So I don't want to piss anyone off, but in my opinion, they're a bit of a waste of time.
If there is truth to it, the people can come onto this podcast and they can debate us and tell
us wrong.
Prove us wrong, yeah. Because 95% of the fastest guys on the planet do not swing a kettlebell mimicking a golf swing. So there's obviously a reason why we don't do it, isn't it? So
I mean, Justin James does. He's an advocate for it, and he's pretty fast. But there's not many people that do that. But there is obviously something there. Maybe we have
obviously works for him to a degree, yeah. So I'm going to say kettlebell swings is number one that you shouldn't do. I'm going to say another one which is going to be controversial. It's a form of a squat, and I fucking hate it when people do a quarter squat and they're like, it's because of being explosive at the top. Shut your mouth. Squat.
Do you mean when they set the bar?
Yeah, and they just do this little.
They rest the bar. Yeah. And
I'm like, come on, mate. You're going. I can squat 900 kilo doing that.
Yeah.
But the bar couldn't hold it, so I won't find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're gonna squat at least to 90 degrees to parallel and get up. If you can't get to 90. You're lifting too heavy. Drop the weight. Stop doing all these little things. Like, I hate it. So that's my pet hate.
Breathe, bro. Breathe.
Yeah, I hate it. And then, Joel, have you got one that you think you shouldn't be doing that you see people do?
Yeah, going on the cross trainer. No, I'd say just any arm exercise. Really, I don't really see any correlation to speed at all. It's nothing to do with swinging a golf club, is it?
Any what?
Any arm exercise, really?
I disagree.
Triceps.
I disagree.
I think triceps, yeah.
I think biceps as well.
Leaning more towards bicep. I don't know.
Yeah. It's being strong everywhere, isn't it? But it's personal preference.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Obviously, everyone that's watching this now, obviously, we're saying don't go to the gym and just do what we're telling you to do. You should train every muscle group of the body once a week at least.
Yeah,
add stuff in as priority to do maybe twice.
You have to do what works for you.
Yeah. I just thought the question was basically what exercises can you do that just don't correlate to speed, and I just think anything to do with your arms. I'm not saying you get.
That's fair enough.
I'm not saying you get slower. I'm just saying I just don't think you'll get any quicker if you increase your arm. If you increase both your arms by an inch in diameter, in circumference, you're not going to get any quicker. I don't think.
No. But you need strong arms to be able to have a strong deadlift, so you need to train them to some degree. Yeah. So we're all in agreement in that sense of them. So we're going to switch from the gym work, which obviously the stronger you get, it's going to correlate to swinging the club faster, to producing more speed.
You certainly won't get slower.
Speed. Yeah, you're not going to get. So. You might get slower at the start though, because you're going to get more muscle, and then if you need to deload it, don't you? Yeah, you have to keep the flexibility issue in then as well.
Yeah,
that obviously is going to lead into the side of now getting faster through club speed and ball speed. So, what do we need to do now? We're doing all these exercises in the gym. What do we need to do to correlate the strength we're gaining in the gym into producing more ball speed? Obviously, it's all good if we're generating club speed, but club speed, I know it's potential what you could achieve, but we need to produce it through the ball. So what can we do now to get stronger?
First things first, I suppose you should have a speed phase, a strength phase, and then taper off and then go into a deload. I've always been my fastest personally. If let's say I deadlift, I don't know, 200 kilo or something on a Monday, and I do a speed session on a Wednesday, I'm probably not going to be that fast.
No,
you know that.
But you still do that anyway because you're a silly fucker. But
you might feel okay, but you're not. Like, it's going to take longer to recover than that. It'll probably take a week to fully recover, like your central nervous system. You can't go and deadlift that amount on a Monday and then hit 250 full pelt drivers on a Wednesday. So in effect, you should have a strength phase, taper off, and then have 2 weeks like a deload sort of thing. That's what I always do. The weight gets lighter, the reps come down, and then you start pushing speed. But that would be sort of before your season, and then you would do like a maintenance type of phase then, I suppose.
Well, yeah, you just need to maintain throughout the year, don't you? There's no point. You can't get weak.
You want to be strong all the time, don't you?
Yeah. And obviously, while you're doing the strength phase though as well, it's important that you're still swinging a golf club. There's no point going straight into the gym and not swinging a club in between, because you're going to get muscle
You
bound.
just
You're not going
stiffen
to be
up.
as flexible. Yeah, and then your swing's going to change, isn't it? So all you guys that are going through a little off-season plan of trying to get faster over the winter and getting stronger in the gym, you still
Remember
need
to hit balls.
Yeah, hit balls at least twice a week, really, just to keep your swing smooth. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the other big thing as well, I know this is going off topic, but to actually get faster, like a lot of people speed train, but when you don't know how to speed train, like you seriously have to train with intent. The same as when you're training in the gym. If you want to grow, like you need to train, and if you want to eat, you need to eat more. You need to do everything with intent. The same as speed training. Like you need to swing fast.
Yeah.
Erratic speed. You need erratic speed to get faster.
Yeah, and then that comes you're going to start swinging the club faster, and then slowly over time, once you get used to swinging that speed, it's going to correlate into ball speed, isn't it? Because your strike's going to get better. Yeah. So just a quick topic before we go to a few questions as well, while we're talking about ball speed. Is there 2 quick things that any of us can think of, or even 2 each that are different, that you can think of that will immediately gain someone ball speed? Say now that an average golfer swinging it around 155 ball speed, what can they instantly do in one session that you guys advise that'll jump them up to 160?
In one session, it's quite hard. That's optimistic. It depends what they're doing. If their club speed potential was higher, for their ball speed to be higher than 155, then obviously you can look at things like face angle, too much dynamic loft.
Most people that are around 155 are probably swinging at 110. So they have got potential. There's either a reason why they're a little bit slower. So rather, just don't think about like what they're doing wrong. Just think of one quick thing that one of us that can say one thing each. What do you think everyone can do better to get faster?
Recoil. Recoil.
Hang on, James. Go on, Jordan.
It's
all about you, James. Let Jordan talk, mate. Yeah?
I don't think there's necessarily I don't reckon there's easily done. I don't reckon there's necessarily something that everyone could do to improve, but I genuinely think that 90% of the people that go to the driving range, when you watch them hit, and they'll go, "Oh my god, I wish I could hit it 10 yards further." It's like they don't even try to hit it 10 yards further. I was at the range a couple of weeks ago with one of my mates, Ollie, and he's a scratch golfer, and he's about, I don't know, like 165 on ball speed, like just generically swinging his golf club. And I said to him, "Oh, you look like you could swing it so much faster than you do." And he said, "Well, I can, but I'm just scared to obviously go offline." I said, "Stuff it, just put the next one, just swing it faster." And it was like 171. I was like,
probably hit it straighter than he does when he's swinging it at 165.
There's more in the tank. They just don't actually try and hit it 100%.
Yeah, so same as us. Just commit to the shot and swing it at 100% rather than trying to guide it.
I know it sounds really obvious, but I'm telling you, 90% of people at the driving range have got more in the tank. They just don't. They just have their generic robotic swing, and they don't actually try and hit it further. There's always more in the tank. Because if I went with you, and your first ball was 208 or something, I guarantee by the 10th ball you'll have one quicker than 208, because you're not just because I know you can, but like you'll be chasing it. Even if it's like 0.1 or 0.2, you're chasing it. You're not just going, "Oh, that's 250 yards. Or that's 248." Like they're not trying. They're not trying to hit it further. So actually, just standing there and going, "I don't care where this ball's going to go. I'm just going to try and swing this as hard as I can." There's always more. There is always more in the tank.
Yeah, that's similar to the one I was going to say. So yours is like people need to swing harder, just don't be scared of it type thing. What I see a lot of the time as well, and I tell a lot of people is, especially this time of year, you just get up to the tee and you just grab your drive and you swing. I like to see a lot of people just take 5 practice swings before you hit it, warm your body up, get ready. And by the time you get to hitting that ball after 5 practice swings, you're looser. You're going to be 5 miles an hour faster instantly. Like we all do speed sessions. We all start off, even when we're swinging good, after 20 balls, say we're at 210, 215. By 70 balls deep, you're going to be at your fastest. So it takes us 50, 60, 70 balls to reach our peak speed. And these guys, most guys that are struggling for speed are just hitting maybe 3, 4, 5 drives around. So taking that extra 3, 4, 5 practice swings before they hit the ball is going to warm them up and they're going to be in a better place. It's like a sprinter. The sprinter always, before he does his actual 100-meter sprint, he's running back and forth, keeping the muscles loose, and then bang, people expect to hit being cold, stiff.
I've got another one, and you find a lot of people do this. I'd say this is more for those, I don't know, I'm being generic here, but 8, 10, 12 handicapper and above is they don't use the right ball.
Yeah.
Could be old. But like
I said that last week,
if you use a golf ball that's like 4 rounds old and then you compare it to like a brand new Pro V1X or something, there is no chance on planet Earth that ball is going to go as quick as the Pro V1X does.
No.
It's already worn out.
Yeah.
You already you're giving away 20 yards to the people you're playing with straight away if they swing at the same speed as you.
When you speed train, you have to use the same ball every time or the same compression ball, because if you're going from a 90 compression or an 80 compression ball to 110, you don't know if you're getting quicker or not.
No.
That ball is such a big difference. It makes
it's
such
like the Bridgestone they use at Worlds. It's like 90 to 95, and then the Noble we use is like
it's 5 mile an hour slower.
Yeah, if not more. Yeah. So
maybe
James,
more.
one quick tip you think that someone that's like a 155, 160 ball speed could just do in the swing just to gain a quick little bit of speed?
Yeah, I mean, like what helped me at the start was just simplifying it, and I would just literally try and, I know it sounds stupid, but just try and recoil the shaft off your back. It will get the speed in that, like between here, you'll get the speed at the right time, because to recoil, you need to you can't be throwing the club here, like at the top, how are you going to recoil it?
So it's basically just swinging faster through the golf ball, trying to swing through the ball.
Swinging faster through the golf ball, yeah. Exactly.
And if anyone does break a shaft on their back, doing what James says by recoiling it, just give him a message on Instagram and he'll refund you for whatever the shafts were.
Absolutely not.
Right, before we go into a few questions, there's a bit of controversy in the golf world. I don't know if it's going to affect us. Golf ball rollback. What are you guys thinking?
I'm kind of torn, because like I get that they've got to do something, because if you look at it's mainly aimed at the pros, obviously just tearing up golf courses, and there's only so much land they can build the golf courses on. You look at old golf courses, they're 7,200 yards all the way back. They can only buy so much land. The only other way I think could be is if you just make the golf courses a lot harder. And the money involved in these tour events, there's plenty of funds to go around to make the golf courses harder. I mean, you look every week, 20 under pars winning.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if the course is 6,800 yards or 8,000 yards. I think the event in South Africa last week, 2 weeks ago, was 8,200 yards, and I think 17 under par won for 4 rounds. I know. Do
you think it's going to bridge the gap though between the slower guys and the faster guys?
No, absolutely not. Well, on the testing that the R&A and USGA do, and I've got a little thing here that I can read off so I'm not getting it wrong. So they do a robotic testing and they get the robot to swing at 125 club speed, which is equivalent to 183 ball speed.
Yeah.
And they get the launch at 11 and the spin at 2,200. That's what they do all the testing on.
Yeah.
So that golf ball now has to go 9 to 11 yards shorter than it does at the moment. Yeah. So that's if you swing it at 125, 184, which is the fastest guys.
Which is fast, yeah.
Whereas the slowest guys, the everyday golfer, 90 mile an hour average guy, will lose 5 yards. So
it does bridge the gap. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it bridges the gap by 6 yards.
It brings them closer together.
Well, that's from the fastest and the slow. And I'm not being funny. Come on, look at Rory McIlroy. He can gain 5 mile an hour in club speed and just get that ball back to where he was.
Yeah.
Like George says, I think it's stupid personally. All they have to do is watching Tiger the last weekend. He hits one on the first. It pitches at like 270, runs out to 326. It's 56 yards of run. Sorry, grow the fairways. If we had 56 yards of run in our long drive grids, Jesus Christ, it'd be absolutely
imagine the carnage.
I would. My thing would be to leave it how it is, and outside of PJ Tour, DP World Tour, Corn Ferry, Sunshine Tour, Asian Tour, whatever, all of the big tours, and then probably your major R&A amateur events, things like that. Leave it how it is, because the way I look at it, the pros, if you seriously think that Rory McIlroy uses the same clubs that we use,
well, he says that himself, doesn't he? He said that himself.
Well, there you go. So what I'm saying is, make them their own ball. They don't use their own ball. They don't use the balls that we use. They already use different balls.
Yeah.
So just make them different balls. There's 1,000 players in the world that play golf for a living.
Yeah.
It's the percentage is tiny. Just make them different golf balls. I
Tell
just
you
don't
what,
get
though,
it.
yeah. I'm going to start go scrounging at night with my UV torch for balls. And I'm going to get 5,000 in the black bin in the garden. Because when 2028 comes in, these Pro Vs are going to be worth a fortune.
No,
God.
something had to be done. Something had to be done. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see that Rory McIlroy hitting his driver 9 yards less is going to change that much, really. I just don't. It's like going into the holes with one more club. That's literally it. It's not drastic enough. They had to go drastic if they were going to do it. Look at the drivers nowadays. Look at the drivers 20 years ago. They were like 3-woods. Now they're just.
I've seen a thread on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days, and it said that the 1995 Titleist professional golf ball will fail the new USGA and R&A guidelines on the golf ball. That will fail. That is a 28-year-old golf ball.
Yeah.
So it's weird, but anyway, we're going to go into a few quick questions now because you boys have got things to do and time. We've got to do some stuff today. So we're going to run through quick questions. I'll ask 3 that I've been sent in. James will ask 3 that he's been sent in. And George, you'll answer however many you got sent in as well.
Well, I know I actually checked. I have got 3 I can use.
Yeah. So if you guys want to get your questions in, leave comments down below on this video, or normally on a Wednesday, me, James, and Jordan will now put question boxes up on our Instagrams, and you can ask us questions, and we'll rally through them quickly. So, George, do you want to start?
Yeah, I had a question specified at me, but I'll actually open it up to the group because it's a fairly open one. Someone said to me, "What's it going to take for me to be competing in the World Long Drive events next year?" So I'll open it up to. I think we should all answer the question. So for me, obviously, what's going to happen for James? What's going to happen for Brian? So for me, obviously, just coming to 3 months post surgery, it's probably going to be unlikely that I do get out next year at all. But depending on dates of Worlds, if Worlds is October again, maybe. But obviously, no promises. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking for then.
Yeah, but at absolute best, yeah. Because I was told 9 to 12 months. October would be 11 months. So yeah, we've got to see. So yeah,
what would it take for me? Yeah, so what would it take for me to go and do all the World Long Drive events? 50 grand sponsorship.
Yeah, I was about to say he's coming out with a dollar-tree figure.
I'm sorry, but people ask us this question all the time. Why don't you compete up in America more often? Well, I don't think they understand. It costs about 4 grand, give or take, to go for a week with everything. If you win 10 grand. They take 30% tax instantly. Then you change your money back. You need to win to break even. So if any of you guys are willing to give me, James, or Jordan 50 grand in sponsorship, we'll be willing to do every single World Long Drive event. There are going to be a few vacancies anyway, but yeah, that's what it takes. It all comes down to money. Can't afford
me too.
And basically lose 4 grand in a week because it's hard out there as well. Make top 16, make $1 grand. Come on.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'd say I'd love to do them all, but financially, it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to, unless you have backing. It's hard to just go and risk 2 to 4 grand every single time.
Yeah, and like in Europe, I know we're doing the same thing. The return's less, but the outlay's less. We spend $1 grand a weekend rather than 4 grand.
Yeah.
So you can, and it's a bit easier to win your money back in Europe than it is in America. So, yeah, that's what it takes for me. Joe, next question.
Non-golf question. What's your favourite comedy? TV program or movie, I would assume they're on about.
Comedy. James, if you got yours.
Rubbish. Yeah, I like how you offloaded that onto me, you little twat.
Comedy.
I'll get us started.
I'll start. I've got mine.
I'll go on then.
Dumb and Dumber. I know every word to that film.
It's so
funny. Word to that film. It's so good.
Oh, I'm getting a call.
Who's yours, George? Or what is yours?
I would say I'll go TV program. The first time I ever watched all of the In-Betweeners. I'll never be able to relive that. Hilarious.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good shout. James, Pingu or something like that?
Don't think I got one.
James, come on.
Can we come back to me? Yeah, you put me on the spot, yeah?
We're doing quick fire questions, mate. Come on.
Can I give you one of my questions?
No, not to the answer that one.
I've got a really good one.
Well, answer that one then.
Don't worry about your comedy. Don't worry about your comedy question. Here, I had one. What do we think about Martin Borgmeier's comment? So I messed that up. Let's just call him Martin. What do we think about his comment with the UFC that long drive should be like the UFC?
I didn't see this until you reposted it on your story saying that he'd said something.
So he did it on a podcast. I didn't see it either. I knew I seen like a little clip of it, but someone sent me the full podcast.
I think what he was trying to get at is that people don't necessarily understand UFC 100%, but they're fans of like the individuals rather than the whole sport in general, if that makes sense. So I might be wrong, but I think what he was trying to get at is more people will enjoy the sport or get involved with the sport once they get to know the individuals. So therefore, they're not necessarily
everyone has like a fan base, and it builds off the fan base.
They get up rivalries. That was the whole idea.
They're not necessarily watching the UK Championships. They're watching Bry Roberts because they're a fan of Bry or they're a fan of James, sort of thing.
Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, because there's a couple of guys that do have a little bit of beef with each other. It could cause a rivalry between. So
you two,
quite cool. Yeah, I'll take a rivalry.
But at the end of the day, though, it spices things up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If there's no rivalry and there's nothing like it's just like for the spectators watching the sport, we're just hitting balls in field. Like it's kind of you need that to give it some structure. You need to Bry's going against James, and these two said last time he beat
that is the right. You always have one guy that you hate losing to, like James. I don't care what he said. James fucking hates losing to me.
Steve Vanderbosch.
Fucking.
I don't like losing to anyone.
No, but you hate it more when I beat you.
You don't like losing to me either.
It doesn't happen very often, so you're not my kryptonite.
But it has. But it has.
Yeah. But I think it'd be quite good, to be fair. I think that'll be quite smart. Right. Have you got another question?
I had a third. Yeah. I did have a third.
Oh, go on then. Pop your question out. Go on.
It was, what's the name of this podcast? But it's already been answered, so I couldn't use it.
Yeah. So we are swaying towards the Tea It High podcast. We'll give you guys one last chance to get your ideas in for a name. If there's nothing better than that next week, we are going to be going forward as the Tea It High podcast and James.
Right, that's me.
I think I've got an answer to your film question. But
comedy.
Does Elf count? Because it makes me laugh.
God, mate, what
if it makes you laugh, it's a comedy.
I had a good question actually. I've got two really good questions. I'll say the first one quickly.
If you say so.
I can't even remember the whole thing. It was basically like, should we make the sport a no limits? So steroids, illegal drivers, everything. No rules apply. Let the freaks be freaks. Do you think that's a good idea or do you not?
That's already I'm 75% of that already. We've got is legal. No, we haven't got legal drivers because they don't get tested. The drug testing bullshit. The golf ball's the only thing that we've got.
They did get drug tested. Well, I don't know if they got sent off and stuff like that, but they did get drug tested.
Let's be real, mate. Fucking no drug testing getting done in this sport.
I don't think there's any drug testing that really gets done in any sport. You tell me. Look at all the Olympians. Look at them.
Monsters, yeah.
There's I don't know what the guy's name is. He's German cyclist. Does the indoor stuff in the velodrome, mate. His quads. His hamstring.
Yeah, I've seen him in. Yeah.
Is it he does the ball? Is it the Bulgarian squat where you got one the tip of your toes on a box and then you single legged? He's got 200 kilo on a bar on his back and he's just doing single legs of them.
Yeah.
He's an absolute freak.
Yeah.
I think Chris Hoy's legs.
Yeah, he's the same as well. Yeah, he's just an absolute
monster.
Yeah, James, have you got one more?
Yeah. How can we grow the sport? How do we see it? How do we see it growing in the future? Money.
All comes down to the money. Sorry, I say this all the time. You can fill a field with 100 athletes. Ain't gonna grow a sport if they're no good. Then there's no money. If you have big money and people train harder, people dedicate more time to it, the sport gets better. That's how you grow a sport, in my opinion.
I do agree, but I think it's a two-way street. The general quality of hitting has to improve massively as well.
But if you increase the money, the hitting will get better because everyone's going to train.
No,
if we have a European event and we know there's 100 grand up for grabs.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. 3 months before that event, your life goes on hold and you are training.
No, I know.
To the walls.
I just mean but it's
our life goes on hold for 1,000.
It's drastic. No, I'm serious, because I haven't done that well this year, so I've done quite a lot of watching, and
Those Brian.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm going, my God, this is bad. As in, what I'm getting at is, it's hard to view. If the quality of hitting's poor, people are going to be like, what are we watching this for?
Yeah.
So it's a two-way street. Obviously, investment into the sport, but then people seriously need to improve their quality of ball striking. It's hard to watch.
Yeah. Right.
At times.
Have you got any more questions, James, or do you want me to ask 3 that I've been asked?
Go for it. You go.
Right. I won't go into depth with ours because we've been on for quite a little while already. So, one question: what is your go-to shaft stiffness during a comp? We'll go off CPM. We won't go off regular. Everyone that uses basically a ladies or a seniors flex shaft now, basically. LD30 is probably a regular.
I like the 21 high. I can't remember what the CP is. It 200?
200, yeah.
I like the 21 high, and I really like the D20. And I mix between the two.
So that's TPT, yeah. So you're going TPT 21 high and 19.
Yeah.
Which is what, 200 and 220 CPM. George, what do you fancy?
All day. LD 30 plus all day.
So around 245 CPM. Slightly.
Yeah, because I just feel like I can hit what, and if you just give me that one shaft forever, I'll be all right with that. Because if I need to hit it lower, I can. If I need to hit it higher, I can. But my generic ball flight with that is sort of mid, and just all right. It's all right for all conditions. So yeah, I'm one of them.
What about you, Brian?
Well, I'm a fucking stupid bastard, and I like 260 CPM stiff, and then I get to a comp and I use a 180 noodle and spray it everywhere. And I think, why am I hitting
I have never seen someone change their shaft setup so much as this Plonker.
Well, hang on.
Every time he has a bad comp,
you change them just as much as I do.
Everything has changed.
You change them just as much as I do because you buy my old stuff.
I went to 3 comps this year with you, Bri, and every time we got there, you had a different bag of shafts every time we got there. I think the first event you rocked up with a full bag of Pattersons. The next event you rocked up with a full bag of TPT, and at the last one he had a full bag of Accra.
And then he goes and breaks him over his knee when he has a bad event.
I'll do that all the time, mate. Yeah. So James likes around 200 to 220. Jordan's around 245,
and Brian likes anything 3.
Yeah. So next one. So we've done golf specific exercises. What's this? No. I
can't believe how warm it is in Tamworth still. Has it been sunny where you are today?
That's lovely, yeah. I've got one question here, and it says, nice hairline. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Nice hairline, mate.
Yeah, right. Does speed training without a monitor make sense? I.e. TrackMan, Quad, PRGR, whatever.
Not really. No.
I'm going to say yeah.
Why?
You need to see if you're getting faster.
No. What I'm saying is, it's like, because if you say no, it's pointless. People are going to be put off speed training, but they might not have access to a device all the time. So what I'm saying is,
it's better than nothing. Yeah.
Do you speed training?
Okay, let's just say no one has access to a device all the time. Would you rather than go and buy £100 device, knowing that it's not 100% accurate, and just seeing the same number repeatedly, getting slightly quicker, or not use it at all?
So I would
getting slightly quicker.
Yeah,
for the sake of
rather than, even if they went out and bought that little super speed thing that you stick in front of you and you swing and you see a number, that's better than not having it.
That number might not mean anything compared to a TrackMan, but if that number keeps increasing,
you can still get faster with that number.
Yeah.
So if you are doing any of speed training, it does make sense to have any sort of monitor. Doesn't need to be a TrackMan, a GC Quad, a Flight Scope. It can be a simple PRGR. That's like what, 150.
Yeah. Even if it measures fucking centimeters per minute or something, I don't think that's even a thing.
Yeah, but as long as these people realise, because I've had a message this week, one guy said he was swinging at 145 mile an hour and his ball speed's 175.
That's good. Some serious miss hit.
I think there's something wrong there, mate. But there you go. Yeah, so you just realise the monitors you're using that are cheaper are not going to be as accurate, but it is a good way to gauge to see yourself getting faster.
But the thing is, like, even if you're using a cheap monitor, when you use it every week or every day, you're gonna be able to gauge yourself. Okay, that was a misread. That's not a misread, and gradually over the time, you'll know what's accurate, what's not, and if you're getting faster and if you're not. And if you don't, well, then you're a bit of an idiot.
Yeah.
Or go on a TrackMan.
Yeah. So, well, that's one more. Thoughts on footwear, spikes versus no spikes?
No spikes all day.
It depends on the weather.
Yeah, but just as in general.
You know spikes all the time?
No,
I like no spikes.
So I'm no spikes on AstroTurf when we hit off boxes. I'm spikes on grass.
If the grass is dry, I still prefer no spikes.
No, Brian, I think what the question is leading towards is you have to pick one. Because you've literally just picked both then.
Well, the conditions vary, don't they?
No, you've got to pick one.
Okay, if I had to pick one, I'd go with no spikes.
There you go, yeah.
Paint to golf. All the
right.
golf, so yeah.
Shall we wrap this up? I need to shoot.
Yeah, that's all. So, guys, that's the end of it.
In.
Thanks for all the questions you guys sent in.
Yeah.
Again, get your comments down in this video. If you like us talking about equipment, ball speed, rollback, whatever it is, let us know what you want to cover next time, and we will get into more depth as well. Guys, thanks a lot. Stay on for a minute. We'll have what the hell's going on with you there?
Thanks for all our 50 viewers.
Whoa! Jim's got fireworks behind them. Yeah. Don't know what happened then. Just stay on for 2 minutes after we end this, lads. So I can.
It's my green screen, all this sun.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next week. See you later, fuckers.
See you later.